Welcome back. Bishop Mpendulo Nkambule has now taken over as the executive producer of the Crown Gospel Music Awards. Nkambule took over the role, which was held by his late wife, Zanele Mbokazi-Nkambule. He now joins us to discuss the efforts to keep the legacy of his wife alive, as well as the Crown Gospel Awards. But Bishop, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think before we even started the interview, many South Africans, especially those that loved and followed the journey of your wife, would just like to know how the family is keeping up since her passing.
Yes, it hasn't been easy, but through the prayers of many South Africans, my own people from Swaziland and people around the world, the support and the love and the prayers, we take it one day at a time by the grace of God.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So she founded the Crown Gospel Awards. These are in its 17th edition, and really these were to glorify those gospel artists across the country who are making strides but that are not recognized. You're now appointed to the executive producer. Just talk us through the role that you've now taken on since her passing. Exactly.
Zanele started the Crowns in 2008, and it's been 17 years of the grace of God. And it was definitely intended to honor the gospel artists who are doing great things out there, lifting up the name of the Lord. And it's been a great journey. She envisioned it, and she pursued her vision, and she saw it come to pass. And it's been a great journey.
Your role now as the executive producer, how much of a role have you played previously? And can you imagine that you've played a very supportive role in terms of being a husband, but now administratively and within the business, is there a shift in terms of how much you were involved and what it's going to take on now?
We've always worked together with Zanele. She valued working with family, and she created a big team of the Crown Gospel Music Awards. Every department, it's a huge team that is working on this project. So taking the work forward, because it's not really, I wouldn't say it's really taking over, it's actually taking the legacy forward. Like we say, the legacy continues. It's taking it forward. It's been a big challenge because obviously she's the visionary, and obviously Zanele was that personality that did difficult things, that made difficult things look so easy and simple. So, you know, I'm not her. And so, and I tell people she is definitely irreplaceable.
Certainly.
But we can only continue, like we say, the legacy continues.
And what is it within her legacy, especially within these awards, that you believe truly needs to be maintained so that that vision that she had 17 years ago is taken through for this journey that it has?
I believe it's the integrity of the awards, that they continue to seek to identify talent and to promote gospel music like it has always done. It's the vision of the awards, so that we restore, like she always used to say, gospel in the gospel music.
What are some of the challenges that you've experienced so far, especially within the business, with regards to possibly partnerships and sponsorships, or has that transition been a seamless one?
Well, it hasn't been easy, but by the grace of God, some sponsors are coming on board and signing contracts and to make this great event a great success. It hasn't been easy, it has been challenging. When the captain of the ship has now retired, it is always a big challenge to carry on with what the captain of the ship used to do. But by the grace of God and someone that I work closely with, we used to work very closely on every aspect of our lives. And so it makes it easy.
I can't imagine. So the awards are taking place at the Gallagher Convention Center on the 24th of November this year. Are there any special tributes, I can imagine, to her, of course, and just many other things that people can expect in terms of the artists that have been nominated and that would be winning awards on that evening?
We unveiled the logo recently that says the legacy continues. And by unveiling that logo, we have clearly made it clear that this year in particular, the awards will be about celebrating also the legacy of Zanele Mbokazi, and so that her name will not die. In other words, we are immortalizing her. To continue with her great legacy. So this year is the legacy continues, and one of the most important things, we decided to do something very special. We almost put the VVIP on half, so the tickets for the VVIP almost half, because we are celebrating. All the prizes have been shifted just to make sure that everyone is able to attend.
That's amazing. That's absolutely. Going back to the awards themselves, the adjudication process, just talk us through the importance of having certain people come on and sit as judges who then select those that win on that night.
With over 500 entries, the adjudication process is hectic, and they have already begun to work on it. The adjudicators are working on it, and it is hectic, I can say. You have to come up possibly per category about 4 or 3 people out of hundreds of people. So it's really hectic, and the people have, again, the musicians themselves, the artists, have amazed us by showing so much love and support for this vision. We are really honored. So it's not been easy, but it's happening.
It certainly is happening.
Yes, it is.
Maybe let me take you back to a moment at the beginning of the interview where you seem to affirm that she is the founder and the visionary of the awards. We saw that after her passing, there were claims made by poet Mpendulo Nkambule about him being the visionary behind the awards, and seemingly saying that he passed them on to her to carry them out because he had other duties. Would you like to clarify that?
You know, there's nothing much to clarify besides that we were busy with preparations for the funeral, and a man that I respect, Mpendulo Nkambule, who had made those claims. So we didn't pay attention. We had no time. We were busy with what was before us, and it was more important. And until today, I definitely don't have time to entertain those because I find it irrelevant. Just a day after the passing of Zanele, that he will then come and make up those claims. So I just find it so irrelevant and trivial to say it out loud. So I have no issues with it. It's a non-issue for me. And for us as a team and a family, it's a non-issue. Like all the other issues that have been going around, we've never bothered to answer them. What we are concerned about, what matters to us, is the loss that we suffered. It is too deep and it is too painful to spend our time focusing on things that don't matter and people making up stories that are irrelevant, and some of them utterly lies, and it's a waste of time. I wouldn't waste my energy on it.
Right. Lastly, Bishop, you mentioned that you wanted to immortalize her memory. What's the one thing, when even beyond your own years, you would want Zanele to be remembered for?
You know, Zanele was a great visionary. She was a great leader. She was a great mother. She was someone who created things out of nothing. And so she wrote a couple of books. And through her writings, those books that she wrote, already she is immortalized, because those books will never disappear. They are here and they will live forever, which simply means her name will live forever. What we do is carry forward her legacy. The Crown Gospel Music Awards, like Zanele used to say, she used to say that the Crown Gospel Music Awards are bigger than me, they are bigger than all of us. They must outlive me, referring to herself. She said, these awards must outlive me. And other projects that she did, like Future Leaders, she used to say, it must outlive her. In other words, whenever she created something that will live beyond her. And now she's in the grave. And on the 24th of November, yet once again, we'll celebrate the Crown Gospel Music Awards, which is her vision.